have dialed is not in service at this time.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to another episode of Captain Captivate. Today, what we're going to be looking at is a Web 2.0 tool known as Tikatok. And what Tikatok is it's essentially just a storybook creator to use with your students to where they can kind of create their own stories, whether either uploading their own image or using the image gallery that Tikatok provides for you. From there, you have the ability to create an embeddable animated storybook that you can add to your web page, wiki, blog, what have you. There's also some pay options, so you can actually go in, narrate the story, so you can have your students actually physically narrate it. There is a cost, however, to keep that in place, and also you can actually publish an actual book, which is also a cost. But there is an option, and we're going to go through that first thing, is signing up as a teacher, so you'll actually be able to publish your stories for a free price, so you basically have the ability to print them out and do things like that. So with that, we're going to go ahead and jump right in. So I'm going to go ahead and open up a browser window. And you can see here the website is tikatok.com, so it's www.tikatok.com. And you can see this is kind of the generic home page here. And you have your sign in or join now. Now if you click on the join now, I just want to kind of show you quickly here. As we jump over, this is just kind of your free personal account, so if it's just something that you don't want to necessarily sign up as an educator account for, you can go in and it's as simple as creating a username, a password, your birthday, and you'll go to another page where it'll ask you for your email address. You click on the confirmation email address and you'll be ready to go. However, what I do want to point out is that on every page there's this little teacher's link over here on the right hand side. So if I go ahead and click on that, this is where you can kind of set up your account as an educator. So if I go ahead and click join now, there are a couple forms that you do have to fill out here. So you can see I just have to fill out some basic information, where I teach, school postal code. After that, you will get a confirmation email which will activate your account. You do have to agree to the user policy and the agreement for educators. And once you're all set with that, you guys will be all set and ready to go. So in that case, I'm going to go ahead and sign in with my teacher account here. And what you're going to have the ability to do is, this is the teacher dashboard, and it varies a little bit from the personal dashboard, and we'll kind of get into that in a minute. But what you can see here is, as a teacher standpoint, as soon as I log in, you can see here I can start a new project, add students, view or edit books, publish books, or actually calculate a price quote. So like I said, some of the stuff within the website here is free and some of it isn't. But in this case, what I want to do is go ahead and click on My Students and just kind of show you very quickly some of the steps that you have to do. So adding students really isn't that difficult, but the one thing I do want to kind of show you is right here where it says in order to publish your student stories, you must validate the account. And there is a little bit of a process to that if it's something that you are interested in. So you can see here that there are some kind of guidelines. So to publish your books, you have to sign and mail a copy of the educator permission form. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And I'm going to open that up. So while that's loading, and wow, that was really fast. But you can see here, you need your teacher union card, state issue teaching certificate, and or homeschooling certificate, preschool daycare facility certificate, or homeschooler affidavit or IHIP. So take that information, you mail it to the address here, and also if I scroll down here, there's some form and paperwork stuff that you need to fill out. And then they actually go through and do some different privacy aspects, so website operators and teachers and things like that, just to kind of give you an outline of what you should be looking for as far as if you're using Tikatok within your classroom. So that's, again, to publish your stories. You can still create your students, get them logged in, get them creating content, but actually get that publishing aspect of it, you have to have that paperwork turned in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and click on that My Students piece and jump back into it here a little bit. And I'm just going to go ahead and create my first classroom. And I'm going to call it, let's just give it a generic name like English class in this case. And if I go ahead and hit submit down here, I've successfully created a new class section, so if I hit OK. So now here's my English class. You can see I have the ability to upload my roster, but in this case, I'm just going to add some students. John Smith. J. Smith's. Oh, J. Smith is taken. Who would have thought? Let's say we'll call him Mulrick J. Smith. There we go. And give them a generic password. So now what you have the ability to do is essentially go in and add your entire class roster, and they'll actually be able to log in using the account that you created. So that's kind of a nice aspect of using this particular tool. So with that, I'm just going to go ahead and submit John's name here. And you can see, here's his username. You can actually view each student's books, and then again, depending on when you have that permission slip, you can digital proof everything and get everything set up. So with that, we're going to go ahead and kind of jump out of this area, and we're going to jump into actually creating content and creating a book. So here, I'm going to go ahead and click on Create a Book at the top part of the page here, and you have 3 different options. Okay, so depending on the skill level of your students, and again, Tikatok is mostly marketed to kind of the elementary English market and the English folks out there, but once you get into it, you can see that there's a lot of different things that you can do and a lot of different age levels that you could probably use this with. But I just want to go through the 3 options here. So you have personalized books. So you see here, I just want to be able to add name, photo, and a few words to create a gift. Story Sparks, you want to create your own story, but you need a little help getting started. So they'll give you some kind of blank templates to play with and kind of populate with some images and just kind of give you an outline and some guided ideas. And then right here, Start from Scratch, is where they just give you a blank white canvas, and it's up to you to kind of create the content. So to kind of move it along a little bit, I'm going to create the Story Sparks here, where it kind of gives me ideas as I go. So I'm going to go ahead and select Create Book. So now you can see right here they give you some different options to create a story with. So you can create aliens, robots in space, animals and bugs, cars, trains, and planes, and of course, heroes and villains. So we're going to go ahead and select that guy. And then right here, it gives you a further breakdown. So you can see here we've clicked my category of heroes and villains, and these are the stories. So we have the origin story, the return of the warrior to become a hero, the hero's prophecy. And what we're going to do is, with any good superhero, we're going to create an origin story. So once this loads up, and it will take a second or two to get the GUI going here, and right here, the name of the regular person, we're going to call him Dougie. Okay, and the name of the superhero, we'll call him Super Doug in this case, and it's going to ask if Dougie is a girl or a boy, and we're going to select boy in this case, and we're going to hit continue. So as this is loading up, it'll take that kind of generic information and kind of plug it into different portions of the story. So very quickly, again, this is kind of your GUI, and this is where you're going to be working and creating your content. To change pages within the story, I just have to click the arrow over here, and I just want to go through very quickly the way that this kind of preview has everything set up. So you can see it actually populates some content in with that selection that we made. And then you also see here you have a back cover piece. But really, I just kind of wanted to show you that, you know, with that kind of guided project, it does populate some content in, so the students don't necessarily have to focus as much on writing, or they can kind of have better story ideas and kind of expand on sort of what Tikatok provides for you. So in this case, we're going to go ahead and start right on my cover. And what you'll notice is, you know, you have dotted lines here, so I can actually come in and the origin story, instead of origin story, I'm going to say the origin of Super Dougie. Okay, and then I just have to click off that, and what you'll also notice is if I double click, you can see I can move my titles around. Pretty straightforward. Then also, if I highlight my text, you can see over here on the right hand side, or not the right hand side, but more towards the top here, that I have my text style. So I can make my text bigger, I can check my alignment, I can bold, italicize, and then I can actually come in and change the color of my text so I can make it a nice bright red if I chose to do so. So we have the origin of Super Dougie here all set up, and also it kind of gives you a prompt down here to add your own picture. So you can either add a picture by clicking here, or you can see here up at the top screen there's add a picture as well. So if I click on that, I just want to show you quickly, you have the ability to upload your own images. So if I click on my pictures, I can upload my own picture, or if I click on the Tikatok gallery, I have a wide variety of different images to choose from. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and click on the Add Picture portion here, just to bring up the same menu that we just had. And I'm just going to scroll through and see what we have for something that looks like a hero, or maybe even a regular kid. Okay. There's a good-looking superhero. Okay. So, we have the origin of Super Dougie. We're putting in the picture of Super Dougie. We have the author's name down here at the bottom. And just some other things that we can do to kind of spice this up a little bit is, if you'll notice, there's an option here called Page Styles. So if I go ahead and select that, you can see that I can actually change the page color itself if I choose to do so, just by clicking on the color that I want to change it to. I'm going to keep it at white. But you'll also see up at the top here we have a wide variety of different frames that we can choose from. So you can see there's holiday themed ones, just to kind of some different generic ones. There's a nice little dragon one there that's kind of cool. But I'm just going to click through here and see if I can find kind of a decent one to play with. Contrast a little bit. We'll try that light blue. Okay, the light blue is not too bad. So here we have our cover already created and ready to go, and you can see here once we have a template chosen, I can choose to apply it to all pages, or I can go through and actually customize every single page if I choose to do so. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and close this out, and we have Super Dougie, my cover, ready to go. And we have our internal cover page, and again, I can update the title if I choose to do so. We're not going to do that in this case. And then right here, you can see this book is dedicated to my family, but I'm going to dedicate this book to the Fiddler. And he knows who he is, so we're going to go ahead and click outside of that, and we're going to move forward. And again, you can see, again, there's some content that's already been populated for us, so now it's just, even at the base level, it's a matter of going through and kind of reading what's here. So Dougie's just a regular person. So if we have a regular person here, we're going to click on this gentleman here trying to swat a spider with a garbage can lid. And very quickly just kind of click through. And then one day something happens which changes Dougie's life forever. So what is that going to be a representation of? So we're going to just kind of go through here quickly and try not to spend all day on it as I keep kind of clicking through here trying to find the right images. We're going to click on Super Dougie. We're going to bring him in, and then we're also going to come up here, we're going to add another picture, and we're going to put a dragon on here. So now we can actually come in, and you can see there is a little bit of layering and reordering that we need to do as we kind of work with some of the images here. But now, oops, I have my cartoon dragon. Click on my blue cursor, and I want to make him a little bit bigger. Let's make him look a lot more scary. Okay, there. So now as I click through, Doug now realizes he has special powers and abilities. And I'm just trying to see, and I'll just choose kind of a plain image that probably doesn't have too much to do with what we're talking about in the story, but just to kind of give you an idea. You can also see here we have generic text boxes, so at any time I can add a text box either up here at the top or right here. So I'll just type in then okay, so I just typed in then Super Dougie and his dog fought crime, so I'm going to add a picture, and we're going to go through, we're going to find Dougie one more time here. At least I hope to. There he is. Okay, so we're going to minimize him, and then what I'm going to do is, again, we're going to add that picture, and this time I'm actually going to upload my own picture, so I'm going to go ahead and select Upload, and select Files, and it's going to open up our browser window here, and we have a little folder here. So I clicked on Santa, we're going to open that up. There he is. Overstretched, so I just got to shrink him up a little bit here. Move him down. And again, we're just going to do some quick resizing, just to make everybody proportional here. Or we'll keep his dog nice and small in this case. So now you can see here the back cover piece You can see that when the book is actually purchased, that's when you actually get to kind of fulfill content on the back page. So again, once we're all set and we kind of have a good start on the different pages that we want to create, if I go ahead and click the save button, you can see that it'll save it right into that particular student's gallery. So now if I kind of jump back here, my book is ready to go. And now what I have the ability to do is I can actually come in, and if I wanted to, I can actually narrate this entire story. And again, this portion you can see here is that to store and share the recording, it's just $2. If not, I believe you have a 3-day limit to kind of keep the story and keep it animated. But in this case, I just kind of want to show you how it works. And it's going to allow my camera access. And you know what? I'm going to show another example in this case because I don't want my microphone to cut out, but I do want to kind of show you what it'll look like when you actually have a storybook animated. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and exit out of here. And very quickly I'm going to log in with my other account with another book created just to kind of give you an idea of what that audio looks like. Okay, so we're actually logged into my other account here, and I do want to kind of go through and give you an idea what it looks like and sounds like with sound on one of these stories. So I'm going to go ahead and click on my preview. So I'm going to open up my book, and this is what it looks like when you have a completed product. This is kind of the embeddable widget that I talked about. You can see here there's an option here, this book read by the author, so I'm going to go ahead and click sound on. But in this case, you'll also notice if I need to go back and edit it at any time, I can print a worksheet, or I can actually go in and again create more narration. But to kind of click through, I just want to give everybody an idea of how the books kind of navigate. So if I click on the pages on the right hand side, and we have another dedication to the fiddler here. And as I click through, what you'll notice is I have a pause button up here.
Learn how he could become a hero.
And you can hear my narration as I kind of plug along here.
The Oracle told Dougie that he must visit the land of the dead. All Dougie could see were the monsters that would be in his way.
So you kind of get an idea of that. You can actually go in and use a microphone to kind of not only create your stories, but to add some narration to them, and then again actually have the ability to embed the stories after they're completed. So with that, I just want to kind of quickly go through what that'll look like as far as embedding everything. So I'm going to go ahead and click on my home button, and we're just going to start from scratch. So right here we have my completed product. So we have our To Become a Hero story. And if I go ahead and click on it, again, we're going to go back to that window that we were just at. But now, to share it out and actually get that embeddable code, over here on the right-hand side, we have some different options. I can email it, I can share it via Facebook or Twitter. We can actually submit it to the Tikatok pics to see if it kind of pops up in Tikatok searches. But right here is the big one. This is the one on the corner where it says embed in web pages. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And you can see, like all of our Web 2.0 tools that we work with, there is some embed code here. So all I have to do is copy that and make sure that I get it copied and all set. And I already have a web page that I have opened up just to kind of show you what it looks like to embed the code. So this is actually a School Fusion page. But with all your website pages that are out there, there's always a button that either says source code, HTML, something along those lines that'll put everything into code view. So if I were to type in everything right now, I'm kind of in that WYSIWYG mode. So what you see is what you get. But now, if I click on that source code, you can see I have a page break there. That's what that BR tag means. But what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to paste that embed code right in there. Okay, so once that's all set and I click off my source, you can see there's my widget, there's my embeddable story, and if I click on publish, now you can actually see my storybook is live in my web page, ready to go and ready to be shared with the world.
Dougie visited an oracle.
So that is a very brief overview of Tikatok and how it works and how you can integrate it into your web page. So until next time, this is Captain Captivate.